to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. The good bad guys of Wrestling Podcast are back talking all things of the week that was in professional wrestling. I'm Brian, Jason, Joe, Kevin, the gang. We are all here. Fellas, we're getting a little bit closer to Backlash. We got a couple confirmed matches. Cody and Brock, Usos and Solo versus KO, Sammy and Riddle. And this one just announced. Special attraction match. You've got the master of the ankle lock, Domantas Sabonis, versus the master of the stomp, Draymond Green. Guys, how do you see that one playing out?
Is it officially not WrestleMania Backlash this year?
Officially, it's not.
I think so. I think Cody said it one time.
And they cut it off.
All the promos.
The promo. Yeah.
Draymond getting suspended was bullshit. Sabonis should have got suspended for trying to hurt Draymond by grabbing his ankle.
How dare you? He was on the ground. He didn't want to get
take a Spartan side.
You know what this is?
I'm going Draymond.
Because Draymond's black.
Oh, no, come on now. Come on.
No, Draymond Green.
A white guy and a black guy? Come on.
He's a dick.
Look who's guilty.
He's a dick.
Draymond Green is this NBA generation's Rasheed Wallace. He'll never get the benefit of the doubt, and that's the problem.
Until he ends up in Sacramento next year.
Basketball.
And Brian will be like, Draymond.
All is forgiven, Draymond.
Light the beam, Draymond.
Go Green.
Yeah. No, I'd pick Draymond too, though, because he's nuts. You're right, Joe. He's insane. He'll kick you in the nuts.
No,
he'll do whatever.
No,
yes, he is.
He is not. No, he is.
He's misunderstood, and he's taken advantage of because of the color of his skin.
Oh my God!
As a fan of Rasheed Wallace, as a fan of Draymond Green, as a fan of Rick Mahorn, I am a huge fan of basketball players who basically play tough and don't flop.
He does
if you don't flop, you are. I am a huge fan of yours. So, yeah.
Brian, do not get too into the first two games because we actually got an email about you and the Kings. So we'll get into that. We are going to do an email bag for the first time.
Warriors in 6.
It still could happen.
It's on the table. We'll see. All right, that's good. We'll
get into that a little later.
Yeah. So that's good, man. We do have a fun show planned. I'm looking forward to the mailbag, and we'll start with the news of what?
I'm so immature.
Mailbag.
Oh wow! Really? Wow. Okay. 10-4.
One of those weeks.
Hey, takes all kinds, I guess. Yeah. Let's start with the news of a possible AEW brand split. We've discussed on the show, there's been a rumor now that AEW is going to be adding a third show every week on Saturday nights, rumored to be a 2-hour show. So what is that show going to be? Well, the new rumor that came out this week is that it's going to act as a brand split and be the catalyst for the return of CM Punk. The story goes that Punk would be the star of the Saturday night show, while the Elite would remain on Dynamite, keep them apart. Guys, your thoughts really in twofold. Number one, thoughts on if this Saturday show leads to a brand split. How would you feel about that? And then if it is reason that they end up bringing Punk back because of this, your thoughts on that as well, Jay?
I think CM Punk's Rock and Wrestling Connection on Saturday nights could work. But it depends who is on that roster. Obviously, it's going to be everybody that's against the Elite on Saturdays, and then everybody against CM Punk on Wednesdays.
Right.
And if they do this, and this is the serious part of this statement, Friday night has to become an ROH television show.
Yes.
So you get Dynamite, Ring of Honor Friday, Saturday, new AEW show.
If they don't do that, Brian, you and I were texting about this individually. AEW is nightly television, and I'm counting YouTube for this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And then if there's pay-per-views, the pay-per-views will have to go to Sundays because they're not going to do a pay-per-view on the day of live TV. I don't like the 8 o'clock start. If it was 6:05, which was the original rumor, people could be getting ready to go out and would have it on, not necessarily 8 o'clock. I know for I'm not at that age anymore where I go out late. So like going out after the CM Punk special Saturday night, not really a thing at that hour. So like I said, if it has to happen, ROH has to be on television Friday night.
Have your thoughts
I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking the opposite because I was thinking like if it's going to be Saturday, it has to be Ring of Honor. But Jason, you made a good point. We're saying like Rampage should be Ring of Honor and have AEW's like flagship shows be Wednesday and Saturday. So I like that idea.
Didn't like it that much, Joe, apparently, because he froze mid-sentence.
You got to have Ring of Honor in yourself. You have to. Because oh, sorry. I got cut. Sorry.
Joe had the dramatic pause there. Better.
I like the idea, but what I was saying was it's a matter of if you don't do anything with Ring of Honor to have them have a time slot, then they're just letters on a championship title that mean nothing.
Yeah. Agree.
I'm not frozen anymore, so I'm good.
I'd be down. I'd be down for the split on any time on Saturday. It's a DVR. It's a DVR situation, especially
more
in
often.
the evening time.
Even if it's live?
Even if it's live. That's usually me personally. That's usually where it's a time for family, right? If I was a single guy, I'd probably watch wrestling every single day. Tony, throw something on Tuesdays, like
Elevation's on Tuesday
or on Thursdays. Sorry, the one day.
Impact's on Thursday.
The only problem is you split it up. There are a lot of guys, but there are a lot of quality guys to fill 2 hours of great programming. SmackDown, love SmackDown because it's so much more wrestling. They throw some good segments in, but it's a lot of wrestling and there's a lot of top quality guys, right? If you split them up, can they take on a 2-hour show every single week for half that roster? If they can, that's going to be great. But at some point they'll have to go against each other because I do want to see, CM Punk FTR versus the Elite. It's got to happen at some point. So maybe they split it, go 50-50, FTR and Punk on one, Elite on the other. Sounds great. Somewhere in there, Double or Nothing, All In, Full Gear. Put it as the anniversary of the big fiasco. Then all 6 of them can go
all out.
That does seem like you would have to do that. And it would almost be that big elephant in the room if CM Punk comes back and he's on this separate show and he's immediately feuding with, I don't know, Danhausen, right? I know they're buddies. They're friends. Yeah, they're friends. They wouldn't feud. Right?
Danhausen versus Pepsi Phil.
Right. So, yeah, it would be a little bit just like, wait a minute. Everybody knows where the money match would be. It would be with Elite and you get FTR in there and have some really fun stuff. But it seems like a hell of a lot to do a brand split if that's the main reason of like, I've got an idea to bring you back, CM Punk, and you can stay away from those naughty Elite guys. We'll give you your own show on Saturday night. It's like, wow, we're doing this all for one guy. He's a big deal, but he's not that big of a deal. But I do like the idea of a brand split. AEW is just there's new guys all the time. All the time. Every week there's like somebody new.
They just signed Commander. Officially.
Right. How about I don't know, he might be hurt, but how about that Action Andretti? He was there for like 3 weeks and now he's gone. Right? So yeah.
They just signed Billy Starks.
He got pulled over. Billy Starks, a female talent. Yes.
Just she hasn't even graduated high school yet. And she's got a deal. Nick Wayne out of Defy in Seattle, 17 years old, got a deal. As soon as he graduates, I guess he'll be going to I think he did a dark match recently. But, we joked all the time about sign more guys. Okay. You've signed all the guys.
Right. Yes.
Now it's time to do something with all of them.
Yeah. And not to knock what you're saying, Jay, about, programming every night, but let's have some actual television exposure outside of the Dark and Elevation YouTube shows. It's a step below. It fairly is.
Well, this would help that. I would think.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
I would think.
Agree. So yeah, it's all in the rumor mill. We'll see what comes of that, maybe the next month or so. One thing that we do know is official. We've had a change in the presentation for an upcoming WWE PLE. WWE is going back to Saudi Arabia in late May, and it's going to be the King and Queen of the Ring, but it just so happens to fall on day 1000 of the Roman Reigns title reign. So the show will now be called Night of Champions. Guys, 1,000 days for Roman. I mean, obviously, incredible achievement, incredible run. And it appears Roman's not going to be part of the next PLE Backlash. So more than likely, that's his next night of a challenge. Who would you like to see Roman face on this night of the 1,000th day of his reign at Night of Champions?
Rick Boogs.
Since he's not going to lose, face the guy he faced in his first night of being champion. It's not going to be Bray Wyatt. Strowman.
Oh, because he won the title off Strowman, I think.
Triple threat? No, he won it off Bray Wyatt. It was a triple threat match.
Oh, got it. Yep,
like the next week at Payback after SummerSlam when they had like a PLE the next week.
Got it. Yeah. Good
Give
call.
me Roman and Tozawa in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
It's got to be a squash type match. It can't be your Cody. It can't be a Brock. I do like your Strowman though, Joe. I do. For some reason, I was thinking, Miz all day long. For some reason, just because.
But that's heel versus heel.
It doesn't matter. But I think he's had a rough like string of luck. For some reason, I was thinking LA Knight, same situation, heel. Just someone like would be good star power. But then
Brock Lesnar. Give me Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns again.
Couldn't they do that in Saudi?
Give me Bill Goldberg and Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia.
I got
Give me Shelton Benjamin and Roman Reigns. Give me.
I got it. This is the key because this is the Undertaker of the Saudi events. Mansoor.
Oh,
yes.
Roman Reigns.
Yes.
The 1,000 days versus the undefeated Saudi Arabia streak.
The Undertaker of the Saudi event.
Give me Great Khali against Roman Reigns. I think it's going to be maybe I would not be surprised if it's Brock or Goldberg. Seriously. And I know we're getting to Goldberg in a little bit, but
yeah.
Fuck. Give me the Undertaker. Give me Stone Cold.
You are like the king of Saudi Arabia requesting Yokozuna. All those
yes,
is the Ultimate Warrior available? You're just throwing them all out there.
Stone Cold and John Cena and Roman Reigns in the triple threat.
You got to throw
and now in there. I'm just naming shit to name shit now because
clearly
I don't. I mean,
Roman comes out. He has no opponent, and then you hear Cult of Personality, and that plays.
Hey!
The thing is, it's whoever the Saudi princes are going to pay the most amount of money to see.
My two answers. Number. Oh, that would suck. How about Titus O'Neil so he can get revenge for the Titus slide from Saudi years ago? But no, my serious one. My serious one, and obviously this is probably something that'll come out of the brands, not the brand split, but the draft. So that's none of this is all speculation. How about we run back Seth Rollins? He really hasn't had anything to do since him and Logan Paul wrapped up at WrestleMania.
I don't know if I think that's WrestleMania next year. If it's not Cody and Roman next year, I think it's Seth Roman. Realistically, I could see Bobby Lashley.
I'd like that. That's a great one.
Especially if he ends up taking the U.S. title off of Theory. And then maybe they do a title for title just to give Roman more shit to carry at the airport.
Yeah. He'll be the belt collector like Cardona on the Indies with like 8, this is the AIW championship and all those belts that he has. The Jericho Oceanic Championship that you are a part of, Jay.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, it'll be exciting because anything Roman does is exciting. It entertains me, and that's all I'm here for.
So we'll move on with one of the 30 names that you did mention, Jay. Goldberg.
Yeah. All right.
Goldberg.
Is this Goldberg? Yes,
Goldberg.
it always starts with, is this Goldberg, Kev? So word got out about a month ago that Goldberg was no longer under WWE contract, and he did a recent interview. Goldberg claims that after his last match against Roman Reigns, he had a handshake deal with Vince to have a retirement match. While that hasn't happened, obviously we know all the stuff that happened with Vince, and probably a little bit preoccupied. That they couldn't be able to get that match scheduled. Goldberg continued on saying that he's considering doing a 4-city tour to end his career, do his own little thing. So my question is, what 4 cities should Goldberg go to end his career?
I think the obvious is Atlanta.
Atlanta was one of mine. Mm-hmm.
Give me Las Vegas.
Okay, that makes sense.
Give me New York.
Okay.
And then have him wrap it up in Saudi Arabia against Roman Reigns. That's my 4.
I also had Vegas, Atlanta, but I had fun story. His first ever win in his streak was in Macon, Georgia.
Oh,
so
wow.
I put that. I did a little investigation, and then 90% of his wins happened to be on the in Universal Studios. So I said Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida.
Wow.
On Dark, on an episode of Dark.
Yeah.
All right, Brian. Brian, I thought about this. This one's for you. These are the 4 towns, and they have to be it. Brockway, Ogdenville, North Haverbrook, and Springfield.
Oh,
Those are the 4 towns.
Are those real
Brian
towns,
gets
or are
it.
those like Simpsons towns?
they might
Simpsons
be,
close.
but they're certainly from the Simpsons.
Is there a monorail that connects?
Yes,
The monorail.
yes.
Monorail.
He's gonna
So
take the
Brian,
monorail to all the cities.
Since I'm not taking this retirement thing seriously, I'm
No.
going Brockway, Ogdenville, North Haverbrook, and Springfield.
Can
Those
you
are
give
the
some
4
background
towns.
on those towns for people that don't watch The Simpsons like me?
It's on the Marge versus the Monorail episode, and those are the 4 towns where the shyster sold bad monorails to. So it was part of a song and dance number.
Yeah, like you should have seen
It's-
these cities. Look what it's done for them.
It's widely considered the greatest Simpsons episode ever made.
Okay, cool. Brian, what are your 4 towns?
Yeah,
Thank you, Jason.
my 4. I have Atlanta, just like you did, Jay. I have Washington D.C. because that's where the streak ended. At Starrcade 98, thanks to a little taser action from Scott Hall. So we got that. And then my last 2, Tulsa, Oklahoma, because of course that Goldberg prank call. The guy calls up and goes, "You remember when you was down in Tulsa eating at the Goldie's restaurant and just signed an autograph on a kid's forehead? Now he's got headaches." So he's got to go back to Tulsa.
It's his birthplace, though, too, right?
I have no idea.
I think he's
It
from
might
Oklahoma.
be. It might be.
Or maybe he's from Texas.
I
Sorry.
don't know. We'll get stats and information on that. So that's number 3. And number 4, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, to stick it to Bret Hart to say, F
Wow.
you. I'm all that shit you talk about me. I'm going to sell your town out. Fuck you, Bret Hart. And that's not me saying, that's Goldberg, because obviously Bret's a fan of the show. Keep rocking, stay cool. All
Friend
that.
of the
But
show. Friend of the
that's-
show.
Friend of the show,
Yes.
not a fan.
Yes, well, he could maybe be both, but yeah, Goldberg's gonna say he usually keeps his mouth shut. All you hear about Bret Hart is just "fuck you, Goldberg." He's gonna say "suck it, Bret Hart." I'm running Calgary. See what happens. I'd pay to see that. But that is my next question: is that if Goldberg was coming to your city, what amount would you pay to go see his match if it was like one of the last 4
Well,
in your
ask
backyard?
Jason, he went to Ric Flair's last match.
That was the inspiration for this, actually. Yeah, it's like, well, they're kind of the similar setup.
Well, we know Brian wouldn't go because he's cheap as fuck. Me, Brian, and Ryan.
I'd
the
go if
barber
it's in
were
Calgary.
a conversation today about SummerSlam weekend and how cheap Brian is. The human cheap what was it? The human cheap machine, I think is what we called you.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
I'd pay $100. I paid 75 for Ric Flair. Goldberg can still do shit a lot more than Ric Flair did. So while it may not be the most technical exhibition, people will get flattened, and it'll be worth the $100.
Actually, just breaking news from Sean Ross Sapp, $100 will let you go backstage to knock on Goldberg's door to tell him the match is coming. That's a VIP ticket, Jay. That's good.
Yeah, right down my alley.
Yeah. Joe, Kev, Goldberg's from the Fort Wayne at the War Allen Memorial there.
So the funny thing is,
he's going to play for the Mad Ants.
No, the funny thing is, he's 2-0 in Fort Wayne.
Oh, see? Look at that.
Go on Wikipedia. I looked at all the cities and I was like, wait, did he ever come to Fort Wayne? And it was like, boom, Fort Wayne, like 1998. Boom, Fort Wayne, 2000 something.
So he's got a good history in Fort Wayne. Maybe
I'd probably pay $50 to see him go 3-0.
Wow.
Okay.
And then I'd probably pay the $500 VIP ticket to get speared and kicked in the face.
Yeah.
But does he wear a Mad Ants jersey to the ring?
I think he wears a Mad Ants, a Fort Wayne Comets, and those are the only team that play in there.
Well, they would probably sponsor the event, so he'd be required to wear a sponsor logo.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, Joe, guess what? Goldberg's coming to Toledo.
I'd probably go with like $100 to see it.
Wow, look at you guys.
I agree with the fact that I agree with the fact that at least he's I agree with the fact that at least
is that Goldberg?
Goldberg's flustering Joe.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. It's no, I agree that he can go better than Flair. At least he'd be a spectacle and it'd just be fun to see. And the only time I ever saw him live was World War III 98, where he didn't have a match. He just attacked Bam Bam Bigelow for no reason whatsoever. And he was a champion. Thanks, WCW.
Things that make sense. Yeah, Goldberg's coming to Detroit, and I'm throwing out the Hulk Hogan line. That's not going to work for me, brother.
Wow.
No, I would pay a couple of bucks. I don't know.
$3,
maybe 40. That's probably about it.
What can you get for 40 anymore?
At 40, you get to be the guy who stands on the side with the sparkler for his entrance.
That's Goldberg.
Because there's
the last match.
For Goldberg
versus Goldberg.
I paid 45 for Goldberg. Yeah, I love Goldberg back in the day.
Who would have thought in 2020?
I'll buy the package ticket where you get for like $100 you get the ticket and you get the Austin Rules Goldberg suck shirt that I never got back in the day when I ordered it twice. That's getting me in the building there.
How much do you think the ticket is to breathe fireworks smoke with Goldberg?
Yes, yeah, that's
and pretend you're a dragon.
That's that's the Goldberg VIP experience for sure. All right, well, we'll keep an eye on that as the world of Goldberg continues on. Some contract news. Hangman Page contract is set to be coming up soon. According to Fightful Select, AEW has begun the negotiation of extending the deal. Guys, first off, I just want to get your feelings on Hangman Page right now. As of, let's see, it's 9:37 Eastern time, recording on Thursday, 4/20. Happy holidays, by the way, to all those who celebrate. You look at Hangman. He was in the inaugural title match with Chris Jericho.
Lost.
Had a amazing, lost that. Amazing tag team with Omega. We had that fantastic match with the Young Bucks at Revolution 2020 that we all went to. He ended up eventually beating Kenny Omega for the title, ended up losing it to CM Punk. And he's just been kind of, he got hurt with the Moxley, got the concussion, and they had their feud, and he's kind of just floating around. So I first off just wanted to get kind of like where you guys feel about, how you feel about him. You get excited for him anymore, or you think how's he been?
Your description kind of went, it's up and down.
It's up and down, right?
It's exciting. Then he's there. Exciting there. But he's a perfect example of a brand split where it could make it exciting again. I feel bad because I get it. I used to really like Hangman. Now I see him and I'm just like, it's kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the character. I like his theme music. It's just, I think everyone's getting so much better and elevating, and he's Hangman.
He needs a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Go to WWE for 3 years. This is the Drew McIntyre thing. Let's just do a straight up trade. Drew for Hangman.
That's
3-year deal, 4-year option, on the company, and then they can go back, headline for the next 5 years, and call it a day. At this point, Hangman is mid as mid can get. He's the mid-level exception. He's great.
Yeah.
But they're not using him right. Maybe he needs a character change. I don't know.
Joe, you did it just a second ago. If talk about a character change, I would adjust it. You did it a second ago. You know what you did? Took a sip of your beer. That was my favorite Hangman when he was that like passive aggressive. I'm drinking beer. Like I don't really like my friends and stuff.
Yeah, but that was pre-COVID. He ain't going to drink strangers' beer now.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Well, yeah, you probably want to modify it a little bit, but just I remember
you'd have to have plants in the crowd.
Yeah, you got plants in the crowd. Joe, don't you have the shirt of the like has been drinking arrow?
I have 2 or 3 AEW shirts, and he's one of them. And it was because it was basically the Pro Wrestling Tees sale that was going on. But the thing is, I agree that he needs a change of scenery. I don't think a brand split's going to help this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he would go to WWE and they would make him a star just to screw AEW over. They would do it like just as we got ourselves a talent. He's young. He's already got a fan base. We'll make him bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
while Drew would go over there and be like, hey, he's young. He's got himself a fan base. We'll say he's all elite. And then 3 weeks later, he'll be on Dark.
Oh.
See, Keith Lee.
Yeah. Would you want
Keith Lee? Is he going to have gray hair too? Drew?
Oh, Keith. Kev, would you want Hangman on WWE? How would that do something for you?
I would. I 100%. Do you guys know exactly when his contract ends?
I would imagine it's somewhere near June or October. Now I say June because that is when the first official AEW pay-per-view happened, and then TV debuted in October. So probably somewhere around there.
Four-year deal, that makes sense.
Let's say it expires October, and then Cody's chasing Roman. Cody builds a team, mystery member of his nightmare team. And maybe that's where like Hangman can debut, kind of alongside Cody in a traditional Survivor Series team. I would take it 100%.
Only if Goldust is on that team as well.
I would. In the Ghost of Dusty, I would take that too. Damn, I finally watched that A&E. By the way, like holy shit, it was good. I know, totally off topic.
You said it.
Totally off topic.
Did anybody else watch? Oh, Brian, you watched it.
I
Joe
watched most of
doesn't.
it.
He refuses. Do you guys watch the Iron Sheik this week?
I don't have it.
We're 1 week behind.
I only saw like bits and pieces, Jay. I kind of forgot about it.
So absolutely good that made me really like this guy even more. And he even said if he was healthier and better shape, he'd still be out there doing it. And I love.
So he's in it a lot.
Oh yeah,
they were interviewing him sitting down. I saw. Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Jay, did they get into the whole Twitter anything?
No.
Okay, because he's just a legendary Twitter follower of
all
the everything,
and just
he make you humble, all that.
A lot of people credit him for saving pro wrestling because if Hogan doesn't beat the Sheik,
it's not as
Hulkamania doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And here we, all these years later. So
interesting.
January 23rd, 1984 is when that match happened. And that's when wrestling was born in a lot of people's eyes. And hearing that theory makes me think, okay, I'm down for that. Much like Kevin from Home Alone grew up to be Jigsaw in the Saw movies.
Oh, that's been said for years. I saw that.
I just saw that recently. Earlier. And I'm like, that makes a lot of fucking sense.
And it's the same town. Saw takes place in Chicago.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh,
like downtown Chicago? Because the McAllisters clearly live in the burbs.
In the suburbs.
Well, they were probably
they were probably
over in that wherever Wintrust Arena is, whatever part of Chicago that is. that is probably where the
South side, I think.
McAllisters live. So,
No, that's been a theory for when I saw that, I'm like, oh, Jason's heard that theory. It's like, yeah, of course, Kevin grew up to be Jigsaw because that's
They look
what Home
alike.
Alone was.
And it was traps and tricks and the furnace. He was afraid of the furnace, and I don't even know what the fuck we were talking
Any
about.
sadistic?
Iron
We're
Sheik.
talking about
Iron
Hangman
Sheik.
Page. Oh,
Iron Sheik rules. Look, the Hangman story. It's not a real story because he's just mid. He is super mid right now. Mid card.
He is. Yeah,
Mid-level exception.
And
So he's more shit than cowboy shit.
Well, he's not even a cowboy. He's a hangman. They're two different things. Two different things.
I wish
Two
we
different
could.
things.
I wish real life could happen where you could do that Drew for Hangman trade. Like that's fun. That's fun.
The UFC traded Demetrius Johnson for Ben Askren.
Oh
This
God,
this could happen.
Could you
And
imagine?
with
That'd be great.
Nick Khan pulling the strings and running the world the way he does. Let's fucking start making this shit happen. Put it out there on Twitter.
What if Hangman does do a character change and he just makes people play the Hangman kids game?
Hang boy.
Kevin, I'm so glad
It's
you
worth
don't
a shot,
book
but-
anything. Like,
Oh,
wow.
Vince Russo's son.
We
Are you
just
participating in
Vince Russo's
420
son.
right now, Kevin?
Kevin Russo.
he's celebrating the holidays. Yes.
Are you 420ing it up right now, Kevin? Because that joke.
He's looking around.
That wasn't a joke. That was a spoiler.
Whoa.
I will take an E.
All right.
Dang it, I
No,
just
take
got
it
a
out.
circle for
Yeah.
a head.
Take it out. Take the L.
You sunk my battleship. Okay.
Did you guys watch Dynamite on Wednesday?
Yes.
Last half of it. Yes.
Whole thing.
The Chris Jericho segment was perfection.
Really?
Yeah, I agree.
I loved
I wouldn't say
every
perfection, but it was good.
second about it. What is Britt Baker going to do? Seriously. And Jericho, the ultimate mastermind, had the ex-WWE girls ready to go just in case.
Okay.
Okay. I
so
love that segment.
I like that. I think I didn't love some of the execution. And it was just something in the way that Adam was acting. I didn't think when he's handcuffed. I didn't love
that. Yeah, it was bad.
He was,
when he was
so
handcuffed.
Shawn Michaels, special guest referee at WrestleMania 28.
It was a
He
little
was
much.
over dramatic. I'm sorry.
Soraya's cane shots could have been a little stiffer, in my opinion. And yeah, getting back to Adam, he kept, and it's just, I don't know, it's little nuances, and I don't know. I should probably let these things slide, but in this instance, it's still stuck with me. He kept saying, "Let her go." No one was holding Britt Baker.
Yeah.
She could have rolled out of the ring. She was just getting beat up. So why don't you say, "Stop it"? Knock it off, whatever. There's a million things you could say. Let her go to me didn't seem like the right thing because no one was touching her. It was just
I'm sure
hitting her
it's
with
adrenaline. It's adrenaline. First
Fair
thing
enough.
that comes to your mind. I mean,
fair enough.
I don't know. I love the segment. And
I
it's
like
all
the setup. of it.
thanks
I agree.
to Chris Jericho. Thank you, Chris Jericho, for being who you are. Thank you.
It was great though. Yeah, at the beginning when Cole offers respect, they shake hands, and Jericho, of course, was like, "Absolutely not." And like even Excalibur and Tony were like, "Oh boy, here we go." It was just
Well, it also
classic
makes sense
heel
too
Jericho.
to give the Appreciation Society something else with the Outcasts.
That was
Like
fun.
it's sports
Mhm.
entertainers and the Outcasts are not the original, so it makes sense that those two are together.
Mhm.
It's like maybe it was just a one-time thing, kind of like the Judgment Day and the Bloodline. The meeting of the family. So, but I loved it. I don't really remember much from Dynamite, but man, I love that segment so much.
Well, the one thing I took away too, besides that, was, we talked a little bit ago of how this was shaken up with MJF, and it seemed like it was maybe for the next pay-per-view, like the 4-way of the pillars, right? They've all been claiming they want a title shot. And we get a swerve. MJF does the pillar tournament. Darby gets a bye. MJF ends up cutting a blank check deal with Sammy. Sammy defeats Jungle Boy. MJF helps him. So Wednesday it's Darby and Sammy for the right to face MJF. So I don't know. I don't know if this was just swerves for the sake of swerves.
It's still going to be a fatal 4-way.
Yeah, I was saying, do you think we're going to get right back to fatal 4-way? Even though
it's
Jungle Boy lost. There's just it was a little interesting.
Jungle Boy will just come out and cause interference, and there'll be a no contest.
No, what's going to happen is Jungle Boy will come out or MJF will come out, and there'll be some shenanigans, which will lead to a tournament, or not a tournament, a tag team match. Sammy, MJF against the other two, and then something will happen, and then it'll be a 4-way.
So yeah,
that's better than the blank fucking check.
Yeah, I thought the Sammy Jungle Boy match was a lot of fun. I thought the after match shenanigans was hilarious when they're kind of just like hamming it
and rolling
up to each other, and like the pose on the apron I thought was hilarious. Jungle Boy took some nasty hits and bumps during that match.
That drop kick that I think Jungle Boy would have gone through the table, but he kind of hit the edge of it. I was like, oh goodness.
But I thought it was above average Dynamite. I thought it was pretty damn good.
So who's wrestled more this year, Roman Reigns or MJF?
Who cares, Joe? Just entertain me.
MJF's not that entertaining to me anymore. I don't know.
Oh, you're not that entertaining anymore.
Let's
Joe.
go back to
you never thought I was.
Let's go back to a couple weeks ago. Every time it rains, it's like pennies from heaven. Come on, I love that.
It's
shit.
the same.
I
don't know. I'm just still thinking it's like the curse of the AEW championship, unless your last name is Moxley.
Yeah.
As soon as you get it, you just become mid. Everything else around you becomes better. And
Save
you don't.
us, CM Punk.
Really?
Save us.
His 2 days as champion? 2 reigns, 2 days?
Third time's a charm.
Only 3 days.
Yeah, for 3 days. Yes.
Can someone tell Commander, can we just do 2 tightrope spots?
Yeah.
You don't need 18 of them where you're like, oh, then before you catch your balance. Like, come on.
No, and wasn't
the
that
Undertaker's
Jay White's...
in Texas, go and hold my beer.
Yeah.
He does this. He runs the ropes old school since like 1990.
Who?
So
Undertaker. He doesn't do any more.
I know, but like he did it for
and he didn't do this shit. He jumped up, had his balance, and went with it. Commander takes like 16 minutes before he can get established, then goes. And then when he fucks up, he does it again. And then again. Like I love the acrobatics. Fuck, man.
mm-hmm.
When is too many times?
I thought, because wasn't that Jay White's, was that his AEW match debut?
Yes. Remember the roster. I don't know if he was at Forbidden Door last year or not.
Oh, okay, yeah,
he was.
True.
They
Forbidden
said he was,
Door.
his AEW record was 2-0.
So as an official roster member. So yeah, that one was a little bit more competitive than I would have thought. But they had a contract to hand out to Commander. So I guess you do that sort of thing. All right, well, AEW rolls on. Jason, we're gonna pour one out for you. I will pour one out for you. And this was a sad thing I came across the other day. The Dax pod is going away. Jay, has the last pod come out?
Yeah.
Okay. How you feeling? Give us the explanation. I the only quote I heard Dax said was like, it's more harm than good.
Yeah, so basically, the goal for this was to make the wrestling industry better. And there's a 13-minute video on YouTube that talks about the end and why. He's caused a lot of heat for cash. And basically it's, he wanted to leave it better, but it wasn't making things better. It was making things a little bit worse. And full disclosure, I watched that 13-minute video on YouTube. I haven't listened to I don't know if I'm going to listen to the podcast. Like, I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to unsubscribe because they said in 4 years, maybe it'll come back.
Right.
It sucks because it was such a good podcast. And I know none of you assholes listened to it or watched it, but man, there was something different about it.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to it, Joe. Shut your face. Quit mouthing shit. I just wish that people weren't so fucking sensitive and that they're more people need to be like Dax. It's the insight and the way he described the matches against DIY and the whatever Gable and Jordan's team was called.
American Alpha. Yeah.
Like they just the insight while they did the watch alongs and they talked about why they did certain things. And God, it was so goddamn good. And obviously the live show at Mania Week was awesome. And
glad you got to do that now, especially.
Yeah.
And look, I don't know what's next or, where things are going to go. I mean, look, on Rampage tonight, it's fucking FTR, Jarrett, and Jay Lethal.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Are they going to do that bit where they try to walk through a door at the same time and they get stuck with their shoulders? Like, is that next? Is that what's going to happen? These guys that sign a 4-year deal, the future, the fucking tag team division, you're going to start doing this bullshit? Come on.
Yeah.
And if Mark Briscoe was hurt earlier in the day, why would he still be at medical hours later?
That was
God.
That set up too for Renee, like, hey, I'm with FTR. Hey, by the way, watch the TV before I get to my interview, and then they run down the hall. So
it was
wrestling's the best.
Yeah, so I am
wrestling's
sad.
The best.
But if you're listening to this, the Dax podcast was a rip snorter, and it was cracking the whole time. And if you don't know what I just said, that is courtesy of Simon, aka International Heat. He was giving me some Australian terms. Rip snorter and cracking is a good thing. Found that out.
Good. Good.
Rip snorter, probably debuting in NXT next year. I can't wait for that. And Simon, those are for you. Thanks, bro.
Rip snorter might be joining like Tony D or Stats, one of his henchmen. Well, that was a bummer because that pod, even though I didn't listen, I know it got a lot of.
Well, you guys at least listen to one episode before next week.
Should I? Like, maybe I should.
Just
like you're saying, we should.
Just try it, and if you think it sucks, you can tell me to fuck off, and I'll be okay with it. But the fact that you guys didn't ever try it after, this is dragging off Walter all over again.
I know, and I hate that because you don't steer us wrong. So yeah,
no.
I'm saying it right now. I'm definitely gonna do it. Like, what the hell? Wait a second.
Yeah, sure.
How'd that happen? That's weird.
Is that Mark Briscoe?
Technical difficulties. Yep, completely.
Listen to one episode before next Thursday, and we can talk about it. It doesn't matter which one.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll see if we have a little pod review next week. We'll also have the TWP draft because we'll be on the cusp of the SmackDown and Raw draft that'll start later on next Friday, and we'll get into what exactly that is next week. But right now we'll have a little fun. Been in the works to have a little bit of a taste test.
Because it went so well with Mountain Dew.
Pitch Black. The bar is low. We did this with the Royal Rumble, the Mountain Dew Pitch Black, and Jay said, "Hey, why don't we all find Prime?" And
Joe, you have orange?
No, tropical punch.
Okay, you got I got orange mango.
Wow, and I've got lemon lime. And what is
Kevin? What do you have?
Whatever flavor Meta Moon is.
Meta Moon.
Ooh.
Wow.
Debuting on NXT next year as
is that in honor of Conan? Max Moon.
I'm gonna guess maybe it's coconutty flavor on the back.
The white, I believe.
Above nutritional facts, it says 10% coconut water. I don't know if that's
well, I think they're all 10% coconut water.
Oh, okay.
And Jay, you had a bit of an adventure.
Yeah. So I didn't know Prime was in cans, so I bought 2 cans and I bought 1 bottle. I bought the lemon lime. But I'm going to save that for my own because while I have Lemon Lime Prime, I also have Lemon Lime Gatorade in my refrigerator downstairs. So that'll be something I do probably when I'm higher than I am right now. So I went to Target to buy this. I got this, ran it through. Got this, ran it through. Got the green one, ran it through. My total was $24.50.
Oh,
for 3 bottles.
Wait, yeah.
I got them for 2 for $5.
So I hit the button on the self checkout, and the woman comes over, and I said, I don't understand why this is ringing up as an 8-pack. The green one rang up as an 8-pack.
Oh,
okay.
So like, yeah.
Good thing you caught that. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I almost was like, fuck, whatever, just what it is. But
yeah,
I'm glad I looked. So if you're going to buy Prime at Targets, please be careful on what you're paying, because I don't want you to get charged for an 8-pack when you got a 1-pack.
So since we have different flavors, should we just go one at a time around the horn and give like a review?
I think we all do it at the same time to get the natural facial reaction for the camera if you're watching on YouTube.
Fair.
And then we can discuss.
All right. And I've never it wasn't until you texted Jada, like, why don't we try Find Prime? Like, I've never had seen
I've had no interest.
I'd never seen it.
My 10-year-old nephew was here last week and he loved Prime. Now he's 10.
Yeah.
So
right up Logan Paul's YouTube alley, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I hope this makes me want to springboard off the top rope into Ricochet.
Okay. Here we go.
All right. Sorry. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers to Prime.
Oh.
Very.
Oh no, Jay. Oh no.
Woo.
Very. Like it tastes like extremely over sugared Kool-Aid.
It's powerful.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking. Carbonated, over sugared Kool-Aid.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
And
yeah,
I have another one of these in my fridge.
Well, I have tropical punch, and then
that's what I'm drinking.
And then I got orange mango because I like orange pretty much everything. Wow. I'm not sure how I feel about
it's intense, huh? I think that, this is like lemon lime Gatorade for me was probably the first Gatorade I can remember having. And this just feels like a juiced up version of lemon lime Gatorade. It's powerful.
I'm actually surprised there's only 25 calories in it.
Right. Yeah, mine's 20.
Mine's 10.
Mine's also 10.
So that's a plus for that.
Sugar content.
I'm not even sure how to explain this. Like, there's like an aftertaste in my mouth, and I don't like it.
Mm.
Well, it's called the sugar. It's just, I guess not that many sugars.
No, there's 0 grams of sugar.
Wow.
Mine has 2 grams.
I would
have 0. It
can't imagine that's a lot though.
I'm 0 grams
compared to Pitch Black, which was like what 150,
right?
Of your daily serving.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I like this. Like Gatorade to me doesn't have I feel like there is a film growing in my mouth right now.
Wow.
But I'm not a big fan.
Film.
I'm not a big fan of energy drinks to begin with. They all
This
really
isn't an energy drink. This is a hydration drink. 2 different things. This ain't Red Bull. This ain't Monster.
No, but this says Prime Energy.
Oh shit!
Oh, so you got something? Yeah, mine is hydration drink.
Yeah, I'm drinking.
So there's different
Jason, what'd you get?
brandings.
These are energy. I didn't even know.
We got the energy. They didn't have the hydration.
Shit.
I got the energy one.
Oh,
there's so much about the world of Prime that we just don't know.
So Joe,
Who
newsflash.
knew?
This one still tastes like over sugared Kool-Aid.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, what's your sugar content? And this is really exciting podcasting stuff for a wrestling podcast, just to let you know.
That Prime podcast. Wow.
Shout out to Logan Paul and Impulsive, right?
Well, I literally just got an email notification from Impulsive on TikTok.
Nice.
With Hezbollah.
With Hezbollah. Oh my.
I don't even know what the Hezbollah deal is.
He's going to punch us or something.
I did not realize this was an energy drink.
Well, I did just apply to work at Hydration LLC.
And you guys know, I love Logan Paul. I love everything this guy does. I love what Jake Paul has done. Like, Maybe I'll do a hydration one on its own, but god damn.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess I didn't read the instructions. It says shake well before opening, actually on the side.
Well, we
Yep.
couldn't because it would have exploded on us because it was an energy drink.
Does yours say that, Brian, on the side?
Yep, shake well before opening.
And
This
he
is
did.
bottled too in Louisville, Kev.
Yeah. That's
So
why
if you
I
still-
said I
if
just
you
applied
still
to work
live
at
there,
Hydration
yeah.
LLC.
Yeah, you could.
Well, maybe
work
next
for
week we'll do hydration. You guys can do energy.
energy if we can
This
find
this
it.
is
yeah.
the prime sequel.
By the way,
after we
the
get done
energy
talking
with
about
no
the
sugar.
Dax. Yeah, the Dax. It'll
Wow.
be the. We'll talk about the Dax podcast you listen to. Then we'll do Prime Part 2.
And then the draft.
Where's
and
that
then the
stop
draft.
video button? Oh, hey, yeah, guys, sounds good.
It's not terrible.
Sorry.
I give it like a 5 by 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Gatorade guy. to
In
begin
honor
with, but
of Bret
it's
Hart and
okay.
Goldberg,
It's
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
It's
Well, I'm
better.
gonna
I think
say-
it's better than Mountain Dew Pitch Black for me.
Yes.
Yes, and this is knowing that it makes more sense about the aftertaste because the aftertaste is very similar to Monster for me.
Well, there you
yeah.
go.
I don't drink. I drink sugar-free Red Bull more than I should, but when I've had Monsters, it's that same taste. So interesting. And I know that
Okay.
for most of the podcast listeners, you may not find this interesting, but it's been a slow week for the most part.
Agree.
So we had to fill some time. I forget what else we have on the docket.
All we
I know-
have left is the mailbag.
Oh yeah.
Brian's been
Joe.
waiting for this.
So here's the thing. I wanted to have something fun for the open, and I know what I want, but I cannot find it anywhere. Do you guys ever see the movie, Joe? I'm sure you have. Dickie Roberts.
Yeah,
David
Child Star.
Spade?
Yeah.
There is a
Former
part
child
in
star.
that movie where he's like, "We got letters. We got letters." It's this because he missed out on his childhood. So he was doing all these things, including writing like a pen pal letter. And I cannot find that clip anywhere on YouTube. So if you're listening and you have the video version with Brian, you're a pro at finding this shit.
I can find it.
Yep.
Yes, that's what I want. So we have a Gmail account. It's thatwrestlepod@gmail.com. And earlier this week on socials, we said we were doing some mailbags. So we got some questions and we got some fun ones. And Brian, we will start with you because the Kings are up 2-0 right now, even though it's probably going to be Warriors in 6.
Boom.
Brian,
Yeah.
I don't understand how you're a Sacramento Kings fan, but how many beers did you drink during that crazy game 1? And what beers were they? And this is from Joe, but in quotes, not the Joe that sucks.
Not me.
Oh, okay. There's others out there. That's a great question.
I don't know, Joe.
yes.
That question sucked.
I like a lot of it. It was great. I was so excited. It was the Kings. What a stat this was. This was their first primetime NBA game on ABC since you know when?
Ever.
The very first one that was on ABC. The very first game that ABC got the NBA after NBC and had it for years and years was Kings and Lakers, a night game. So yeah, I was excited and the weather was great. So I set up my projector outside.
Oh, you did it outside?
I did it outside.
Oh,
Yeah, like
okay.
all outside redo. And I think I had 5 beers. And the 2 that I had, one was a
Rolling Rock.
no. One's like one of my absolute favorites. It's called Orange Whip, and it's a milkshake IPA from Rochester Mills, and you smell it smells like a creamsicle.
I love creamsicles.
Yeah, it's like orange and cream, and it's got a little IPA. So I had 2 of those. The other 3 I had, it's this. I'll have to pull up the name because it's a brewery out of all places, Mississippi. And I only got it because I know one guy there. And I said, hey, do you know this beer? I got Mississippi beer in Michigan. What's this about? And it's a blueberry sour. It's called like blueberry crumble. It's supposed to be like a blueberry crumble dessert. So it's a sour, it's blueberry, but it's got some like cinnamon vanilla in it too.
Oof.
And I had 3 of those.
Does your
So, yeah.
stomach hurt after drinking those really sweet sounding beers? Like sweet as in like sugar, not like
Yeah.
sweet, like cool, like too
Like
sweet.
Prime Energy.
Yeah. I think I'm all right. I think I've acquired the stamina for it. But yeah, it was a great night. It was a hell of a game. I was
What's on tap
up,
tonight?
down, up, down.
Do you have
What's
beers
that?
do you have beers for tonight?
I've got like 1 or 2 left of the of each of those. So we'll see. We'll see. It is a work night tonight, and
Warriors in 6.
Warriors
in 6.
All right.
All right. So this one is
this
one is titled Non-Wrestling Podcast. This was obviously sent before the news of the FTR podcast going away. Jason talks about the FTR podcast way too much, but do you guys listen to any non-wrestling podcasts? What are they? And that's from Lee. Joe, do you listen to any non-wrestling podcasts?
Yeah, I actually listened to Fly on the Wall podcast with Dana Carvey and David Spade. It's great behind the scenes stuff on Saturday Night Live, guests and former castmates. They've had 90 episodes, and it's really hilarious what they say. It's basically a therapy group where they just talk about what it's like being on the show and being cast members starting off. And they've had some great episodes on there, and they usually go about 60 to 90 minutes long. Will Ferrell one's hilarious.
Always is.
John Mulaney. So many good. I just listened to the Rachel Dreck one this week, and you forget, like, they have everyone, like, from like minor cast members like Ellen Cleghorn to major cast members like Will Ferrell and Andy Samberg, things like that. So Fly on the Wall is one I listen to weekly.
Ryan?
It's fun. You know, mine are mainly sports related. I'll occasionally get into the Bill Simmons podcast, Zach Lowe, the Low Post podcast, really just because of Kings and Celtics playoffs for me. And then I listened to Impact, Tom Hannafin, the play-by-play announcer for Impact, formerly Tom Phillips of WWE. He's a proud graduate of the Pennsylvania State University, just like yours truly. And
Nobody
he has
Nobody
all the time. He has a Penn State football podcast that he does.
Oh, Penn State. I've heard of them. Not the Pennsylvania State.
That's what you put on like the job application, I think. But in any event, so yeah, I got into that. I loved Tom Phillips in WWE. I hear he's doing fantastic work at Impact, and so that's fun. And so he's talking about an interest of mine, and they do a pod that's usually twice a week, recapping the game, and then later in the week previewing the game. So those are usually in my regular rotation.
Kevin?
That's awesome. I'm a loser.
Okay. Is that a podcast you listen? Only wrestling?
Only wrestling.
Okay. So I listened to 2. I listened to Old Man and the Three. It's JJ Reddick's podcast. And then one I started listening to about a month ago is called Frosted Tips. It's Lance Bass from NSYNC. A little known fact, I enjoy boy band pop music from the late 90s, early 2000s. So he just had Tiffany on his show. He had Debbie Gibson, and some guys from O-Town that I like. And then the one I was listening to today was Alexa Bliss's husband, Ryan Cabrera. He was on. So those are the 2 non-wrestling ones that I get into. So that was from Lee. This one's from Paul. You guys do a good job on the podcast. I can really tell you all really do like each other, even if Joe does suck. I do have a question for Kevin about MJF. You have been one of the biggest fans on his show of his on the show, but you've been very quiet since he's been champion. Do you think that his reign is like all the rest, mid? Joe, are you sure you didn't fucking write this? Christ.
I did not write this one. I did not write this one.
He literally said that. Yeah.
But Paul, good job. Except for you said I sucked.
Kev?
I will say this. It's level.
All right.
I want to see
mid level.
I want
so mid.
I still think he's. I still
walked right into that one.
He's developed his look. He's gotten more in shape, more ripped. Amazing still on the mic. I just feel like I want to see more of him in the ring, not just talking. I'm trying to find positives in a trick question because I want more
mid-question.
It's a mid-question.
from one of the best things going in professional wrestling. I will say this about MJF. I don't know how it popped up on my Facebook. I don't know, Jay, maybe you liked it or something. And it was like him just signing figures and throwing
and
them.
he threw it.
Oh, yeah.
He threw it. I swear, I don't know how it came up on like my Facebook thing.
It was me. I think I sent it to the group.
Okay.
Sent it to the group.
Okay, that's
that shit's getting old for me.
But I love it. I
So
absolutely
it's like at a level like here?
Mid
Mid.
of the screen.
Yeah.
So
I'll go up a little bit higher.
but
I can't.
thanks, Paul. Even though I still think Joe may have written that one.
No.
This is for Joe.
Oh, crap.
After the interview with Victor Perry, you said you were going to work on hosting your own wrestling club at your school. What's the update on that?
The update is we are in the transition of new leadership. I'm not joking. This is 100% fact that we have hired a new leader of the school, and a lot of things are on hold.
Is it Nick Khan?
It's Nick Khan. Yes.
Endeavor bought
Is it
Joseph.
Ari Emanuel buying your school?
It's actually
a merger.
Nick Khan. It's Nick Khan, Tony Khan, and some guy with a pompadour and a really weird mustache. who are
Oh,
coming
yeah.
into
The penguin.
It's something that's I'm already planning. I have been planting the seeds. I sent you guys the text message this week that I have students now drawing pictures of wrestlers.
Yeah,
like
right.
one of my students just was like, out of the blue, like, I did this in art, and it's a picture of the Macho Man, and I'm like, all right, so I'm already planting the seeds for this one, and it's like younger kids too. So once we have hired the new leader of the school.
Dana White.
Once I get in good with him, I'm hoping to get this started in the fall.
Nice.
And he'll be challenging the winner of Israel Adesanya versus.
No, what's funny?
John
What's
Jones.
funny? Here's the thing: no one at the school besides my wife is like knows wrestling, but
That
with
you
the
know of.
that I know of. Okay, but some of the old ladies that are there are going. Since we have new leadership coming in, they're like, "Oh, things are going to change once the new world order comes in," and I'm like,
"Oh shit!"
So maybe they are fans, and they're closeted fans.
There's no way they are. They have no idea what they're like. When this new world order comes in, things are going to change, and I'm like, for life.
You need to.
Your response should have been
sweet and see what happens.
Well, I actually have an NWO championship title like on my counter in the classroom.
Yes.
So whenever they come in, I'm like, look, there's the NWO, and they're like, where'd you get that from?
Oh,
new leadership. All right. This one's for me. Shut up, Jason. I'm not sure.
That one's from me.
That one is.
I'm not sure why you say that Joe is the Marty Jannetty of the TWP team. Just shut up already, Jason. And this is signed from Barry Sanders. Joe, come on. You're not even hiding it now.
Really?
And I will stop calling you Marty Jannetty. You're more of the Bart Gunn or Stevie Ray of the four-man team. So
if anything, I would consider myself the X-Pac.
Look out, Butterbean.
Hated now, but 20 years from now will be considered innovative.
You won't be okay. This one's from TJ for Brian and Jason. With Dynamite in Pittsburgh this week, and you guys are from there, what is your favorite wrestling moment in Pittsburgh? Brian, I'll let you go first.
Wow.
Oh, this one's
unless
easy,
you don't
Brian.
have one.
I already know what he's going to say.
Just favorite wrestling moment. Does that have to be WWE?
I imagine it's that if you've seen it live, then
yeah. That would be New Jack taking the Halloween pumpkin that I carved at an ECW show and smashing it on some jabroni's head when you were allowed to bring your own weapons. I mean, that was amazing. There's so many, but we'll go with that.
I thought you were going to say Jericho wins the championship. No, he didn't.
That was at Penn State.
Penn State, though, not Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that was at Penn State.
Okay.
So for me, I was at one of the No Way Out pay-per-views, and the match was JBL in the Big Show in a steel cage. And obviously you win the steel cage match by 2 feet on the floor. Big Show threw JBL through the ring and then he crawled out under and won. I had never seen that before.
Oh, that's cool.
And anytime Kurt Angle was in Pittsburgh, that was always a fun one too. So, that's the first episode of the mailbag. If you have an email question for next week, thatwrestlepod@gmail.com. We'll also accept them as DMs on our social media at thatwrestlepod, and of course our YouTube channel, which That Wrestling Podcast. If you are watching or if you're listening, go subscribe. We are like 4 subscribers away from 3,700. Like we need 4. So please go subscribe. Get us over 3,700. That way we can officially say we're under 300 to 4,000. That's what we're really, trying to shoot for. And we're going to start doing a little more stuff on YouTube. Joe has some stuff that's coming in the next month or so, which is exciting. And of course, every week the show goes live on YouTube Friday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern, when the podcast audio version goes live too. And yeah, we would definitely want to hear from you. Joe, I still think you sent like 4 of those emails. So
No, just the one.
Fuck. Barry Sanders. Come on, you aren't even hiding it.
Wow.
But
really?
but I will start referring to you as Bart Gunn instead of Jannetty, because I feel like I really hurt your feelings with that.
Because it pissed me off. I made it very clear.
Yeah.
It's all love here on the podcast this week. Great show, guys. And, Jason with all the great plugs. And we'll get next week going with the TWP draft and the Dax review.
Are we given like the spoiler of how we're drafting
No.
now, or are we just waiting
No,
next week? Okay.
No,
make sure
nothing yet. We got to figure it
Yeah.
out so we don't have 75 text messages. Do you mean this or do you mean this?
Exactly.
Is it this?
Yeah, Brian.
We might
Am I
have to
going
have
to
like
lunch
a
again?
pre-show
We
meeting.
might have to have a call on Sunday.
Exactly.
Not 75. It'll only be
But
70.
The good news is Kevin has a spreadsheet ready to go.
I bought a
Make it- mark it
40-inch
down.
computer monitor for a
Whoa.
bigger visual spreadsheet.
Oh, you said
That's
40
what she
inch?
said.
I'm just going to bring in my 77-inch TV from the basement for a
That's what she
live
said.
running
Trigger.
If we're gonna do it big, you gotta do it that way. That's right.
Wow.
So something like
That's
that.
what she said.
Yeah, well said. We'll wrap it up on that note. Again, whatamaneuver.net as well for all the TWP merchandise. Light the beam. Enjoy wrestling. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening. Follow That WrestlePod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
1, 2, 3, that's it!
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for more That Wrestling Podcast content, follow at That WrestlePod on social media.